I've just talked to a lot of families, and obviously when a loved one gets some sort of call, some sort of wake-up call, whether their kid gets kicked out of college or there's a DUI or other legal charges, families tend to enter into a state of shock. Parents also can oftentimes feel a sense of shame, like they can feel like this can't be happening to me. How could my kid have a problem? This must not be happening to me. If parents end up in shame, they tell themselves, I have to go through this alone. I have to sort this out. I don't want to tell anybody about it. I don't want to burden anybody with it. I don't want to jeopardize our family reputation. And the problem with that approach is it's lonely, and parents frequently aren't an expert on this matter. There are community support systems like Al-Anon or Nar-Anon out there. Even calling a local counselor wherever they may live may be a wise thing to do to get that direction and get potential referrals.
I know from experience when finding out that a loved one is dealing with an addiction, how difficult that is on the onset to really kind of understand that and align with it and be comfortable with it. It really is a difficult process. When you first find out that information, try and invite somebody objective into the room. Because like Jason said, even if you are a professional and you're well versed on the subject matter, it becomes really difficult to be objective with someone you care deeply about. I like the idea of actually engaging with a counselor, with a community member who has some clinical acumen. What's interesting about addiction is somebody knows somebody always, and somebody always knows someone who's going through the process. So if there's somebody trusted within the family system or outside of the family system that's been through the process and has some insight into that, I think it's important to lean into those connections wherever possible. But more beneficial than anything else is getting someone in the center of the room that can really give an objective viewpoint and provide potentially a runway and some options for inpatient or outpatient services. There will be some family systems where you'll be able to align with your loved one and say, I love you, but I'm not going to love you to death, and we'd really love for you to get some help. And they're going to say, thank you, Dad, I've been waiting for you to ask. But then there's going to be other situations, potentially with mature adults, where you don't hold all the cards, and they actually have a mortgage and a job and a career, and they can actually continue to do what they're doing without any consequences on your side. So the leverage doesn't appear to be as fitting in those situations. But I love the idea of bringing in an interventionist if you're unsure. Always lean into professionals, that objective viewpoint, because that person's going to come into the room, educate themselves on the family system, and move people in certain positions to talk to the loved one in a way that they can effectively hear it, which is really important for the addicted person making that decision. They need to hear exactly what they need to hear in order to make the best decision for themselves. So professionals enable that process to be done in a reasonable way.
If you discover that your loved one has a substance abuse problem, breathe, take a second. Also recognize you're not alone. Because I do think that's the shame piece too, is like I'm the only one on the planet that's going through something like this. And really, the solution is going to be to reach out and call.